Hello traders, hello everyone. Welcome in the advanced room here at Live Education with XM, and I'm here with Dariush Dargo to talk about markets. As every Tuesday, European morning, we just started Forex session. We just started Frankfurt session in Germany, London session on Forex market. And I'm seeing markets started moving. Like finally, we had like 1 or 2 weeks
Yes, they are.
of everyone being very calm on the forex market. Commodities was a different story. Indexes were a different story. Um, However, though, forex was very calm. Now it started moving, not too much, but we are seeing stronger yen. We are seeing weak Aussie. A little bit of a risk of maybe GBP yen dropping quite strongly compared um to actually the whole swing, that the whole past swing, like all the days were visibly small. Now it's happening, things are happening. If I'm looking at VIX, it's not crazy, nothing crazy there. So this risk off kind of not confirmed by the US options market. Options on S&P 500. Energy dropping, and yesterday we've been seeing weak dollar as well. PMIs were not too good for the dollar, I guess. Um, Metals pausing for now. So it's like metals stopped moving, forex started moving. I don't know. Let's try to figure out what's going on. Of course, join the chat, everyone. Hello, YouTube, and hello, Darek. How are you doing? Hello.
Hello, nice to see you, Marcin, after a break. I must say that definitely the biggest surprise, positive surprise for me is what's happening on dollar with yen. They started falling, and so yen is getting a bit stronger. And I'm very satisfied with this, what's happening on dollar with Swiss franc, because I made a prediction on Thursday and Friday that this is a pair which might give us a good setup for next week, and it happened because the week closed. Yeah, last week closed with a breakout of a bearish engulfing pattern. So we had two really good setups, and both worked, especially the on the Swiss franc. Dollar yen, I'm just wondering what's happening. Is it also the Bank of Japan action, or maybe something is generally turning around so that, let's say, the market is against dollar now?
Well, actually, you
Because
you are having, if you look at 10-year bonds, if you look at 5-year bonds, even 30-year bonds, last 3 days were a lot of buying of those bonds, meaning yields were going down. But for some
down, yeah.
reason, GBP yen, for example, it was lagging, right? It was still hanging higher. So looking at bonds, it was quite interesting divergence of bonds getting higher in terms of prices, yields getting lower, and the yen still not weakening. The main idea I'm having is that once yields start going down, once the market would start pricing in the softer monetary policy, we would be seeing yen getting stronger, and that's probably also something Bank of Japan is waiting for. Funnily enough, like 2 years ago or 1.5 years ago, I said I'm waiting for 200 on GBP yen, and we just recently retested it. Actually, we tested it with a spike in May, middle of May. But right now it's like um retest, and maybe like 200 is feels like good level to drop from there to start a significant correction.
Yeah, maybe it's time for yen to recover a bit. The economy is doing well in Japan, at least looking at the numbers. So maybe it's time to believe more in yen and don't treat it like uh, a boy to kick in the ass. I'm sorry for the words. Yeah, generally, I was waiting for that move because I had a short position on pound with yen, and I'm still having it, but it's very close to close on a profit, so I'm happy about this. Um, I had some questions during my session in beginner's room, and there was a question about, as I remember, euro pound. I just wonder what can happen. Also we have a question from Danushka. What's the reason that oil is going down? You mentioned that the energy things are going
There's
down,
also
so
there's also
maybe.
Mohammed with us, El Hadri, in the comment section on YouTube. So welcome YouTube, welcome Mohammed. Thank you for joining us. So guys, feel free to comment. Our stream operator gonna let us know about your comments as well. So we would love to hear from you, both from YouTube and from our XM live room chat, XM advanced room chat. So what is the reason oil is going down, uh, in your opinion?
Oh, let's take a look at oil. I didn't watch the chart
It's
for a
Head and
long
Shoulders,
time.
I guess. I
Yes?
don't know. I just
Wow,
guessing. I'm
let's
just
check it.
guessing.
Ah, wow, it's dropping like a
Yes.
stone. But it's very close to demand zone. Let me check it.
And
Let's check the
majority of the
daily.
drop was yesterday. I think it was PMIs. Like both Europe
And today
PMIs
also.
and US
Today
PMIs
also.
were soft.
Looking at the patterns, if there are any patterns which would excuse this. No, I don't. No, there was a tube. There was a tube from which they broke out the favorite pattern of Andrew, and they came lower. Well, I don't know what it could be the reason, but I read yesterday information that OPEC cut the output, which should make the price higher, and it didn't because the other sources are supplying oil with in big amounts, especially that the United States became the biggest producer of oil at the moment, and they are having a big part in this supply. So maybe the fact that USA reported new numbers saying that they have the biggest output ever of oil, this might have impact on this that they broke out from that megaphone pattern and went down. So I think no, it's nothing to worry about because I hope then I will pay less on the tank station when I will because I have a diesel. So I'm not worried about it. The only question is how to explain
So
it.
you're not
And
eco.
I can say, if you look at the top, we had the head and shoulders
I
chart, and
knew
then we
it's
have
the
this
Head and
megaphone
Shoulders.
pattern.
I knew it.
Yes, yes, of course. Now everything is clear. Everything
I
is
mean,
clear. It was the head and
all the
shoulders that it pushed
governments,
down.
all the gigantic energy corporations bow in front of Head and Shoulders. Um, yeah, but it this Head and Shoulders actually how it was created. It was the Iranian crisis, like Iran-Israel exchange of rockets. And that was the first sign. It was like classical behavior where you have um, demand not able to pick up and continue, and actually lower high really means weakness. And that there were all the reasons for oil to skyrocket on this Iran situation here. And they just couldn't, right? So that was like real Head and Shoulders, because the real assumption why Head and Shoulders is bearish is that you have an uptrend or upward tendency on the market, and they just can't continue, and demand turns out to be weak, and supply gets stronger. So that was the moment somebody was selling into buyers of the Israel and Iran situation. And then I was thinking like, okay, here we are having the trend line. So I was saying back then it's bearish, right? And oil is looking bearish. Then we had, of course, technical confirmation breaking the neckline, and then the megaphone pattern. And I was like, yeah, so now they can go up, they can break out from the megaphone and break the trend line, right? Because typically when I'm seeing well-established trend line, I'm rather against it, right? So I was like, they're gonna break, but they false break it. So it's kind of and dropped. It's kind of confirming the bearish bias. Now we are getting soft PMIs and everybody is expecting economy to get softer. It feels like we may be starting some downtrend, right? Of course, we are now in the demand zone. So that's like that's tricky because we already dropped and we are having some buying zone from earlier, from several months ago. Very important how oil gonna react here. But what you are mentioning about OPEC, like OPEC is just part of this oil supply, and they are always at risk. They always have been at risk that other countries that are not in OPEC are going to produce more and take over the market share from them, right? So OPEC was always like, there was also the price war. I don't know if everybody remembers, there was price war not long ago, like 2 or 3 years ago, because Saudis wanted to regain the market share and wanted to punish Russia, for example. It was 2021, 2020, 2021, if I believe correctly. So now we could be starting a downtrend. It's a little bit said. I mean, I'm saying it a little bit early because we are still on this massive support where last year was actually a lot of accumulation, but we're also having a lower high, right? If we can break somehow lower, um, we're gonna go. We are going from 80s. That's like 85. Um, Shy of 90, like this year's high is shy of 90, but 85. Now we are 73. So it's actually quite a lot of like elevator, kind of going down with an elevator, right? Um, then it's 70, and off we go to 60s, right? So 60s, why not 50s? Like 50s is also nothing crazy. Actually, Joe Biden would be happy. US election is coming. So it's like probably White House, like there that's probably one of the most important things for the White House, to have oil as low as possible, right? So why not having a trend until November at least, taking oil like to 60s, maybe 50s. That would be crazy, but why not? Like possible. Oil at $50 is nothing very crazy from the perspective of last few years. Um,
So you would like the voters to be satisfied with the price of oil, voting
but
for Mr.
I
Biden.
mean, if I would like it, I think White House would like it. And look how they behaved with this Middle Eastern conflict recently. They were very seeking for peace because they don't want to have sanctions on Russia and Iran being hostile and oil supply being endangered. Like I think that's the last thing they want, and it's also they wanted Israel and Iran not to fight, and that was also visible, I think. So yeah, and at some point they were selling strategic petroleum reserves to kind of control the upside on the oil market. So I believe the political, like there is a lot of political power behind having oil prices lower. That's what I'm claiming. And so 70 might be still too high. I think it's like 60s. 63 is last year's low. That might be.
Do you think that it doesn't have anything common with the price which is set for the Russian oil, which is 65 at the moment? Because this is the limit in which the Russians can sell oil to countries which are U.S. allies.